Good morning, everybody. It is right around 12 o'clock, noon time. We are on the way to the gym. Not currently. I'm sitting in the car. I posted up on a little spot here, and we're going to talk before I do my rest of the drive. So, in such case, I can jam out to the music, drink my pre-workout, eat my pre-workout snack on the drive over. So it can be the maximum amount of hype when I pull into the gym. But enough about that. We're talking about learning your limits. That's the subject of today's video. I wanted to talk about something that's kind of becoming apparent to me, and something that I've kind of known is a big catalyst for creating the life you want and getting better at things. You have to learn your limits. And this can mean pretty much anything in your life. This can be for any subject, to keep it as simple and as physical based as the gym. Learn your limits for how much you can lift. Don't sell yourself short and pick too light of a weight all the time. Test yourself out. Test your limits. See what you can really handle. And this will come in also with kind of your mental state, your mentality towards the work that you're doing. If you're doing some sort of creative work, test your limits and see how much you can do it before you start to feel like you can't no more, feel like you want to give up, feel like, it's not worth it. Really see how long you can try to do something and how hard and how well you can try to do something before you start to feel those feelings, right? And then keep doing it. Right? Keep pushing through those feelings and really test your limits. Test how far you can go. I think a lot of times we sell ourselves short as people, especially because of the backgrounds we come from. The people who raised us, the people we grew up around, that are all going to amount to be nothing, let's say frankly. We tend to sell ourselves short and believe that we also are going to end up being nothing, and that we don't have it in us to be like the big people we see out in the world, right? We don't have it in us to be a celebrity, right? We're not, well, nobody would want to watch me in a movie, so I could never be an actor, right? We sell ourselves short in these ideas that, the people that have made it big have something that we don't. And a lot of times it's not true. A lot of times you'll find that these people who have made it big in these avenues come from the same, or if not a worse background than you did. Drug addict parents, growing up in and out of jail, having all sorts of shit happen to them in their childhood, and, getting really set back from the jump. And these people still made it to this point where they're a movie star, a celebrity singer. They're part of a band. They didn't let that hold themselves back, so why are we letting ourselves be held back by these ideas that we're not good enough to achieve that type of stuff? So I would ask you to push a little harder in whatever you really, really want to do. Not what you think you can do, but what you really want to do. What would really bring you joy to be able to do in your life and be really good at. And really try at it. Because I think you're selling yourself short if you think that it's out of your reach. Nothing's out of your reach. Nothing is impossible to achieve, unless your goal is to, run a marathon but you don't have legs, right? Obviously things like that, yes, you can achieve that, but I'm speaking to people with dreams that are technically, physically doable for them, right? If you do have legs, you can run a marathon. Like, you tell yourself you can't, you're like, oh, I'm not that type of person, I'm not that type of guy. You definitely are if you try at it. Because those people weren't just that type of person out of the womb. They lived a whole life, grew up, became the people that really wanted to do that for themselves, and they tried at it and did it. You see all these people, you don't see their day one. You only see their progress after years of doing something. So you see somebody who's really good at something and you think, well, I could never be like that because I just don't have that natural ability. It's not natural ability. It's really not. It's time and effort that you didn't see them put in. You see the big guy in your gym and you just assume, wow, he's just got good genetics. Or he's been doing it for 5 years. Straight up 5 years, 100% dedication towards weightlifting. Of course he's fucking huge. You're on month 1, why are you looking at that guy like that's something you can't achieve? Yeah, you can't achieve it right now. You can't achieve it in 2 months. Little instant gratification fucking shit we have. This isn't a TikTok video. It's not this fast gratification that we're used to. This, from the internet and from everything. From, even nowadays, if, you DoorDash your order and it takes more than 30 minutes to arrive, you're throwing a fucking fit. As if we didn't have to go hunt for our food. This instant gratification shit is really getting us to forget how good we really can be because we don't want to take any time or effort and push our limits in learning how to do something. We don't want to try over and over and over again for years on end and possibly fail because that wouldn't be gratification, right? That's why you're not anywhere. That's why you're not where you want to be. That's why you haven't achieved what you want to achieve. You're telling yourself that if I can't achieve this within 6 months, then it's not worth doing. Well, then you're never going to achieve anything that's really worthwhile in your mind. You're going to spend your whole life at this baseline level of just living, just going to work, just paying the bills, just existing, because you're telling yourself that it's not worth the time and effort to try to work towards something. Take the time and effort, and it may take a long time, but that's how you become great. That's how you become amazing at something you want to do. You don't stop. You keep trying, you keep putting in effort, and you test your limits. You test how far you can go. If you think you can't run a marathon, go outside and run for as long as you can. And I assure you, it's longer than you thought you could. If you don't give up, if you got that David Goggins mindset and you tell yourself to keep fucking going, you don't tell yourself, oh, I'm tired, I think I'm going to stop. You keep going until you physically can't. I promise you, you can go further than you think. If you think in your head the max you could run in one go is a mile, I promise you, you could do 4. I promise you. Now, depending on your physical fitness, that may not exactly be a 1-to-1 scale for everybody, right? But get that idea, If you think you can do this much, you can probably do this much. Your limits are only up here. Your limits are only mental. You're telling yourself that you're not like that. You're not that person. You fucking are. You can do that shit. You can do any fucking thing you set your mind to as long as you are technically, physically able to do the thing. Then you can do it. And there's so much that you can achieve. There's so much that you can do. But if we keep ourselves inside these boxes, we're never going to get there. Learn your limits, push yourself to the max, see how sore you can get, see how tired you can get, see how out of breath you can get before you really, really fall over and collapse and just can't do it no more. I promise you, you will be way further down the path than you thought you could have in one try. And then in the second try, even more. Third try, even more. So, stop limiting yourself. Stop telling yourself that the life you want isn't for you. Because if you want it, it's yours. If you want a certain type of life, if you want to do something so badly, I truly believe that it's because you're meant for it. Somewhere deep inside you, you have a connection to this thing, to this, to this career that you want, to this physical feat. If you want to climb Mount Everest, if you want to do something amazing, if it's in your mind and you really think you want to do it, it's for a reason. It's because you're able to, and you're fucking going to if you try at it and if you don't give up. You know, nobody in life knows what the fuck they're doing. But people who make it are people who just keep doing it. That's a line from a song. If you know, you know. I would love to see somebody who knows that song in the comments. Let me know about that. But it's really a beautiful fucking line. And every time I've heard it in that song, it's really done something to me mentally. Nobody in this world knows what they're doing. But the people who make it are the people who just keep doing it. So just keep doing it. Keep pushing to your limits. Try the heavier weight in the gym. Try to do more sets, more reps in the gym. I'm going to take that advice today. Right now, today. I'm heading in for a back day, and I just realized as I said it, I can take that advice for myself, and I'm going to. I'm heading in for a back day. Usually I do about 9 sets. Let's make it 12. Make it 13. Fuck it, we'll push it a little more. Maybe 15. And we're just going to kind of keep doing that until we hit that number, or we get so tired that we know we can't do no more. But push your limits. Try to do something more than you would have before. Push yourself to reach heights that you haven't before, because I promise you they're possible. You know, when you start to push these limits and you break these boundaries in yourself, like I said, when you try to go for that run and you tell yourself you can only run this far, and then you start running and you realize you can go way further than you thought, that builds confidence in you, and that builds the type of confidence that's going to carry you to the heights you want to be at. That type of confidence is what's going to really build you up and make you into that bulletproof mentality. You know, those type of confidence boosts. That type of confidence boost from working hard at something that you didn't think you could achieve and then achieving more than you thought you could. That's gonna really develop the foundation for you to build yourself into the person you want to be. You know, if you want to be a celebrity, if you want to be an influencer, if you want to be a gymfluencer, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be, you know, doing shows, selling out stadiums, right? Like fucking Taylor Swift on her tour. If you want that shit that bad, but you're not willing to try for more than a month or 2 at it, then you don't want it that bad, right? Kind of contrary, I think you do want it that bad. You just don't want to try that bad. But if you want it, you're going to try. And if you want something that you think is out of reach for you, keep trying at it. And I promise you will get there. You know what I mean? You will not fail if you never stop trying at something. Push your limits. See how far you can go before you break. See how many times you can post something and it flop before you break. See how many times you can go to the gym and push your limits before you break, before you're so sore you just can't no more. Push your limits at work, at school. If you're younger watching this, if you're in high school, whatever, push your limits. See how close you can get, or if not, right at getting an A in your classes, trying to push hard and really, see how much you can do, how much you can handle. You tell yourself, oh, this workload is too much, there's too much homework. Is there too much homework, or is there not enough time to fuck around? That's something that was really tough for me when I was younger. I thought, school was too much work for me to do and to complete. No, the fuck it wasn't. I just wanted to spend more time fucking around, doing nothing good for myself. I wanted to spend more time with my shitty pothead friends who didn't want to go anywhere in life. I wanted to spend more time playing video games on my Xbox, fucking around, putting 300 hours into Forza, just Forza. Hear me out. I've played a lot of games, and I've got a lot of those types of hours numbers in games, but just alone I can remember right now, Forza, 300 hours in Horizon 4, not counting Horizon 5. What the fuck was I doing? That was 300 hours of my life that I could have dedicated towards building something for myself, learning something for myself, making myself into something fucking great. And instead of doing my schoolwork and focusing on what I needed to do to help get the things I needed in order to build a good career for myself, in order to build something for myself, I wasted all those hours playing a video game, doing nothing good for myself. Test your limits and see how hard you can really work. And then once you've got it, sit down and play some video games. Once you've got it, then sit down and fuck around. But if you don't got it yet, and you're feeling like working hard at the thing you want is taking too much time out of your day, but you're spending more than an hour a day scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Facebook, watching YouTube videos, playing video games, any of the above. If you're spending more than an hour of your day on that stuff, but you feel like you don't have time for other stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't mean, if you do an hour and 30 minutes. I'm saying generally. About an hour a day you can spare to do something fun for yourself, right? You can fuck around, watch videos, watch TV, play on your phone, especially if you worked really hard all day, right? That makes sense. But if you're working hard for this much of the day and you're fucking around for this much of the day and you tell yourself you can't achieve the things you want to achieve, I don't have to do that math for you, buddy. You understand. You know damn well what you're doing wrong. And I get it, dude. It's tough. It's hard. We want to just be fucking lazy and we want to do nothing. But I think that comes from working hard for a long time until you get that fuck you ability where you've got everything, right? Not everything, but you've got the career you want. You're making the money you want. You work hard enough enough hours in the day to really justify that you've got 300 hours in GTA. Then fucking cool. But if you're doing nothing, if you're fucking around, if you've got nothing going for yourself and you're just half-assedly making it through your little cashier job, or you're barely doing your schoolwork just enough to get a D, but you want to be something great, you want to go to college and do something great for yourself, then why are you spending so much time fucking around? Your limits are further than you think. If you really think you can't live without that many hours a day of fucking around doing whatever, I promise you can. And I promise you could work this much of a day and fuck around this much of a day and still be fine. I promise you would be fine still. That was a nice Jaguar. I promise you would be okay. Your limits are further than you think. The limit of how long you can work on something, really working on it, before you have to go fuck around and play some dopamine gratification game. You can do it. You can do more. Build that confidence in yourself that you can push through hard things, do things that take time, that take effort, and push your limits and see how far you can go, and you can do something new. You can do something better than you ever fucking have. I'm gonna wrap that up there. I've explained my point pretty fucking thoroughly. I've gotten it all out. You understand what I'm saying. On another note, I'm gonna give you guys a little view here. We are hold on. We are the beautiful Wisconsin River. Yeah, get a load of that shit. Just wanted to share that with y'all. I thought the spot I chose to film today was extra beautiful. Just wanted to share that. I mean, I live not far from this. This is a fucking treat, man. It really is a treat if you live near an area with nature like this. Oh, fucking use it. Use it to the best of your abilities. Go see it. Fish in it. Swim in it. Don't swim in this river. I probably wouldn't recommend swimming in it. I take that back. But go fish in it. Go walk around it. Enjoy the nature around it. Spend some time near it. Don't just sit in your house. But other than that, just a small side note. Wanted to get that out there. But today we are heading back. We are heading to the gym. Like I said, I'm going to jam the rest of the way there. Drink up this pre-workout. Eat some of these bad boys. If you saw my my TikTok last night, I was a little disappointed. I got these as kind of a cheat snack yesterday. They're not very good. did they fucking change Sour Patch Kids? I remember them being so much better. Like, I remember when you'd bite into one, you'd be like, oh, the sour would smack you. Like, I remember you bite into a Sour Patch Kid and you'd be like, damn, sour. I love sour shit. Why are those so butt? These shits is kind of ass. I'm going to eat them as a pre-workout snack because they've got citric acid, they've got, you know, carbs, sugars. But fuck, dude. I'm really saddened by that. You know what I mean? You work so hard and you stay on your diet for so long, eating food that isn't necessarily super tasty in order to reach your fitness goals, and then you go to have a cheat snack and it sucks. It sucks, dude. Fuck that. It's so fucking depressing. But I'm gonna get off that note. I'm still gonna eat them. We're still gonna get a good workout in. Hopefully it'll be a great pump due to those. And I mean, I got nothing else there. I'm gonna head into the gym. You guys will see the pump check. I'll try to see if I can film some clips in the gym today. But it's a Saturday, midday. Chances of the gym being empty are pretty low. Keep clearing my throat. Got a tickle back there. But yeah, I'm heading into the gym. We're gonna do that thing, do it. And yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys for the pump check. Hopefully I'll be able to film a couple clips of my sets in there. I'd like to show you guys what I got going on. And then we will talk in the car after, and whew, this is gonna be a good one. So I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one for the next few minutes. What's up, y'all? We're back in the car. Just finished up in the gym. I was not able to film any sets, what I was doing, but we got an awesome pump check for y'all. You probably will have just seen it, and might I say, holy fuck, we look good today. My midsection, it looks cut like a motherfucker, dude. I had a cheat day yesterday. I ate fucking bar burger and fries for dinner. Had Sour Patch Kids. I mean, breakfast and lunch was pretty average, but you know, I expected to wake up today looking a little more chopped, a little more fluffy, a little more watery, you know. And that's probably the best I've looked since the cuts started. Like, it looks like the cut's actually doing something now, but all the days where I'm actually in a deficit, I look like fucking turd. I look like poo. I don't get it. I don't get it. Not that I look bad any other day, but I haven't seen this level of shredding the fat off the waist. Love handles are non-existent. I've had love handles my whole fucking life. My love handles are non-existent right now. I mean, barely, and that's just because I'm sitting down. So I've kind of heard that you need to have a kind of a cheat day or a whatever day to kind of reset your metabolism and allow yourself to continue burning fat, but I didn't think it would be that fast of a turnaround from cheat day to all of a sudden looking shredded. Phenomenal. Can't beat it. Let's give a rundown of what we did in there. So it started off, the lat pull down was taken, so I used the hammer strength lat pull down. The straight vertical hammer strength lat pull down. Pretty good machine. I haven't really used it in the past. I thought it felt weird. It felt pretty good today. I was able to load up quite a bit of weight and really get that squeeze in the lat, and being unilateral, I didn't feel like one side was taking over more than the other. So did 3 sets there, went over to the lat pull down once it opened up, and I put a single D handle on, did 3 sets each side, single arm lat pull downs. Felt a super good squeeze on those, really controlling the reps and really getting that tight squeeze at the bottom. And then after that finished up, usually I would have gone right on to the high chest supported row, but I had seen a video about using the T-Rex straps, if you know what those are. They probably have them in your gym. If not, sucks for you. They're the straps that hang off the bars. It's just 2 long straps with D handles on them, and they say TRX on them, T-Rex straps. We hit, I guess, body weight rows with those. So I grabbed onto the straps and I walked down until I was about like that, with my feet, my heels just on the ground, and I did rows with the upper back. And the trap activation on that is fucking nuts. My traps are sore right now. Like, my traps are feeling it right now. You probably saw in the pump too, they're pretty pumped up at the moment. Super good movement. I would recommend for anybody. If rows and kind of Kelso Shrug style stuff isn't getting your traps like it used to, try the horizontal rows with the T-Rex straps and really focus on, at the bottom of the rep, pulling the scapula forward, you know, like really getting that extension. And then when you go to pull up, instead of pulling with your arms, focus on pulling the scapula, then your arms. And I felt it right there as I just did the motion. The traps get super activated doing that. It's hard to describe, but very good, very good. So we did those, and then I supersetted in between with that high chest supported row, super light. So after I tired out on the body weight rows, went over, did light reps, really squeezing the traps and the rhomboids kind of till failure. Just really light reps, just repping them out, really pumping up that muscle. So 3 sets like that with the superset of the really light rows. And then we did 3 sets on the hammer strength horizontal row, kind of more of a lat focused mid-back, like lower pull. 3 sets there, and then I finished off with 1 set of assisted pull-ups. Really kind of lightweight. I used a lot of assistance and just really repped them out and felt that burn. And that led us right into the pump check that you saw there. Looking fucking phenomenal. I am looking small. You know, there's a give and a take. So with all that fat being shredded off, you know, my abs look cool. I don't have love handles, but from the back, posted up, I'm not looking as wide as I was before, and it's kind of disheartening. I look a little small. So the bulk is definitely coming soon. I think really as soon as I start to get those proper visible abs, that's when the bulk's going to get into effect, because I miss being big. I'm feeling as small as ever right now. I missed my weigh-in this morning, but I'm assuming I was at about 173, 172, which is the lightest I've been in a long time. Not a big fan. I like being heavy. I like being built. So, but this time, hopefully, when we get back up to that 200 number, it is going to be a lot more muscle and a lot less fat. Should feel a lot better. And hopefully hold on to some of the vascularity and some of the ab definition as we go up in weight. I'm not expecting to bulk straight to 200 from this. I'm probably going to bulk to about 190. And then we're going to cut, and then we're going to bulk, and, you know, repeat process. Sam Sulek has talked about this before. You know, you bulk so much, cut, and then you bulk so much, and then cut, and you just keep going until that baseline muscle is bigger and bigger and bigger. And you keep adding and stripping fat as you build it. So we're gonna go on that process. But just know I'm missing the bulk a little extra today, which is such a double-edged sword because I'm so happy with my abs and how the midsection looks. But now I feel small. What the fuck? I know if you go to the gym and you've done this, you kind of feel that duality too. It's a problem, man. It's a confusing feeling when you're right in that range where you're like, I could bulk, but I still have some cutting to do, you know? So we're gonna leave you guys on that note there. I don't want to talk too much longer about that, but you know, we'll run back the first section of the video just a little bit. Push your limits. Try to do something, you know, really pushing yourself. Try to do something you didn't think you could do and see how far you can go. If you think you can only run 1 mile, I promise you can run more. You know, if you think you can only lift this much weight, I promise you can do probably at least 10 to 20% more than you think. You just gotta really get that drive in your soul where you know you're gonna fucking push yourself and you're gonna really try to, you know, break through your limits. And I think the more you do that, the more it builds character, the more it builds confidence, and the more it builds you into being the person you need to be to grab life by the fucking nuts and do what you gotta do and earn the life you want, not have it handed to you, right? We are making ourselves stronger, more confident, more capable, so that instead of waiting for life to be handed to us, we grab it by the fucking nuts and we take it ourselves. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, love yourself, respect yourself. Have a great night.